Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another StarCraft 2 cast with me, the Strict StarCraft, and I am finally back with another replay, and we're continuing our Life versus Parting series here in the GSL Season 1. So hang on, let me fix the score. The current score is 2-0 in favor of Life, so if you haven't seen those games, the previous games, they are on my YouTube channel already, so be sure to check them out if you've got the time to. But still, here we are in game number 3 on Catalina LE and spawning in the 9 o'clock position as our yellow... Why am I always messing up the colors? Our purple Protoss player, it's Parting. And here we have our yellow player up in the top right, representing... Is it... I don't know. I don't actually know. It's Life at least. Yay! Wait... What team? Oh, KT Rolls. There's on KT Rolls now, isn't he? I think so. So that's sweet. Yep. And we're going into game number 3 here on Catalina LE, a map that has been removed from the map pool nowadays, but they're keeping it in the GSL. And I think these games were played like a month ago, like in May 2015. Like, yeah. And now we're starting to enter June right now. So roughly a month ago these games were played. So they're relatively up to date still. I do think this was before the swarm host changes, but still up to date other than that, of course. So here we go, Life opening up with a 15 hatch first, and Parting opening up with a Nexus first. They are on 15 supply, so being a bit greedy here. I like to go with a 17 Nexus, but I guess it's just personal preference. I guess to save a bit of minerals for this gateway, I guess, and not spending too much on the probes here. Small differences there. But of course you end up with a Nexus first with both builds. So now Parting, or Life rather, of course, following it up with a gas and then a spawning pool. So all looking very standard here, but it's definitely a macro oriented opener here for Life. Gas now coming up as well for Parting. Double gas coming up at the 18 supply. This is standard stuff. What I'm doing is on ladder nowadays versus Zerg is basically a build completely taken from Parting. It's a 7-gate push at around the 9-minute mark, and it looks kind of like this. You open up with a Nexus first, full of double gas on 18 supply, 3 probes in each if it goes for that. Yep, and we may just see that same build, but of course this can mean a whole lot of different things. And Life, he has scouted this all out with this overload, of course, so still we don't know what is quite up at Camp Parting. What he will be going for, of course he can throw down a Stargate, or he could just go for a whole lot of gateways or whatnot, so we'll see. Life right now still sticking to that droning, of course, getting a few Zerglings out as well, just to get some more scouting intel. Looks like we're dropping a bit of frames here by the creep. If you haven't noticed already, I'm recording with NVIDIA Shadowplay here. Falcon Paladin, have you checked out his channel? He's a pretty cool guy. He recommended this software, and of course, since I've got an NVIDIA graphics card, hey, why not try to use it? And I'm trying to like find the good settings to use. Is my microphone alright? Should be at pretty decent level with sound and everything. How is quality? Is it worse than before? Should be 60 FPS still, but I feel like I'm trying to find StarCraft settings that work well as well. I'm trying to max everything out right now, and we're dropping a bit of frames. Okay, back to the game. Life is now going for a road torn here. It's still on 2 bases, so it looks like he wants to be really aggressive soon. This was like before the 5-minute mark. This was like 4:10 road torn, which is super early. Generally, we see that come down at 6:30 minute mark with a third as well. But now with no third coming up, this is going to be a huge push from Life, and it looks kind of all in-ish unless he goes to take a third base on the back of this, and I don't expect him to be honest. But still, if he deals enough damage, it's not necessarily an all-in build. If he perhaps kills off like a ton of probes and Parting barely holds on, of course they can still both macro out of it. But Parting, he's got the Robo coming down, which is a great choice for him. He needs a lot of Immortals basically to hold this off. So far he's only got the 1 center here and 1 Zealot to finish off this wall. But with force fields he can keep these roaches at bay for a few extra seconds. But he's moving this entry into the mineral line here. Oh, it's gonna kill off this overload, of course, yeah. There we go, 2 sentries are now out for Parting with a third one about to pop, and that is awesome for him. He's gonna spot this now with the Munchie Core, and fortunately for him, he's got the Zealot already in the wall, but he needs to get this Munchie Core back, full turn overcharge, get the sentry in here. That is beautiful. He's going to continue walling off here, which is a great choice for Parting. He needs to delay this as much as possible. Get the wall down. No, he doesn't get it down in time. A force field comes down though in the nick of time, and he saves. No, he loses one of the centers here, and that had quite a bit of energy as well. So this is not looking that great for Parting. Life is starting to break through, but more force fields are coming out for Parting. Unfortunately for him, these gateways are unpowered, and he needs all the production he can get. He's continuing to wall off, and his photon overcharge is dealing a lot of damage to these Zerg units. But there we go. A couple of Zerg units are managing to get through this wall nonetheless. Parting is doing his best at microing, and he's doing a good job. He's keeping all of his centers alive. It is Nexus now up to 14 kills. Roach is now finally getting through. Parting hasn't got the production that he needs to hold this off without losing anything. But of course, he's got the probe advantage already before this push took place, so he can afford to lose a few probes here and there. He's now sealed off the main base, which is good for him, but the photon overcharge has now run out. There's no more photon overcharge available. That Munchkin Core is low on energy as well. And Life is dealing a lot of damage here. He's killed 10 probes in total with this, and more are to fall. The Parting is still ahead in the probe count by a lot. He warped in a few centers, needs to get the force field off and let the Immortal deal with its damage. The Immortal is starting to get some work done though, and it looks like Parting is finally cleaning this up. Holy shit, that was intense, man. More Zerglings are streaming across the map, but I think Parting has got this shut down unless he messes up his micro and loses this Immortal. I don't expect him to. Oh, not the best force field there. He seals it off with the second one, and you know, Life is still streaming in here, but I don't think he's gonna get this Nexus. Well, he's starting to deal a lot of damage to it, and there's no photon overcharge available. Of course, Parting is still stuck in his main base, finally getting down. No, not quite finished the wall up just yet. Life is not gonna get that Nexus though. Parting doing a nice job of holding this off. But back in the income tab, as I said, if Life deals enough damage with this, it's not a pure all-in build. He can still transition out of it. But he's still building links. He doesn't want to transition. Look at this. He's just streaming links across the map right now. And, oh, Parting is forced to fight in here as well. As you see, 20 harvesters gone down here. And in total, 21 have been killed by Life in this game. So, the Life has definitely dealt some damage. But he's still a bit behind in the drone count. There we go. He's finally starting to transition. Getting up his second gas here in the main base. Third and fourth guys are at the natural as well. Starting to really get up a healthy economy once again. Okay, Parting is now on Robotech though, and this is some great intel for Life. He knows that there is no Stargate play coming out, no like Twilight Council early blink shenanigans that Parting likes to go for a lot of the times. Instead, he's got the Robo up, which means that he's probably transitioning into Colossus relatively soon. Doesn't want to be too greedy, of course, and go for that too early and lose to some kind of Roach follow-up. Looks like Parting will just chill for now, get his probe count up to normal once again, then take a third base, and perhaps then transition on into the Colossi. But what will Life do? He still hasn't taken his third base, and he's droning now as well as he can. Fortunately for him, he's still got some map control with these links, and these are absolutely crucial. He needs to see everything that Parting does. You know, as a Zerg, this is what I like to do. I'm not a Zerg professional. I'm in like Diamond League with random. So what I like to do as a Zerg is just keep an eye on the map at all times with Overlords and Zerglings. Just spread out everywhere. And then drone for as long as possible until I need to make units. And with these Zerglings, Life can actually afford to do that. But now he's pulling back. Nope, there we go. And actually, this is Parting. Did he scout it? Has he seen the Spire? Because there is a Spire coming up. Oh my god, Life, you sick man. There's a 2-base Muta coming in, and, you know, Mutas are generally pretty good against Immortals. So, if Parting doesn't scout this out and transitions, Life can actually catch him off guard with this. And 9 Spine Crawlers are coming in. Life, you monster, what are you doing? Life is gonna try to hold this push that Parting is mustering with just Spine Crawlers and Links. And to be honest, I don't think he's gonna have any trouble doing that. Immortals deal a lot of damage against armored structures, but Life, I mean, with these Zerglings as well, he's gonna force force fields to come down close to this army and like prevent it from actually moving, which means that Life is just gonna buy more and more time. But these links are starting to, I don't know what they're doing. They're trying to catch reinforcements, perhaps deal some damage back at home, but there is a huge push coming up. Oh my god, that's a lot of spines though. Parting's gonna try to walk up here and it's like, nope, that ain't happening. So the Spire is now finished up and 8 Mutalisks are coming in, and these are gonna catch the Army of God, as I said. But Parting is starting to warp in a lot of anti-air. He's warping in. Oh no, Parting, you sick man. The Spine Crawlers are slowly getting into position. But Parting is starting to elevate all of these units into the main base, and without the support of these spine crawlers, oh, they're barely gonna get down on time, I think. But without the spine crawlers down on time, I don't think Life is gonna be able to hold this off with all the stalkers that were warped in as well. And Guardian Shield is just amazing against Mutalisks. Life has to pull all of his links back. He's gonna get this forward pylon, but it's not that large of a deal. There's a War Prism up here on the high ground as well. Parting is starting to just deal a lot of damage. Where did this force come from? This is a huge Stalker Sentry Immortal force at the 14-minute mark, even though he had so much economic damage dealt to him. Parting is managing to muster a huge army and is now dealing a ton of damage to Life. Life is pulling all of his drones, getting the Mutalisks on top of this army, but it's not going to be enough, right? Right? I don't think so. Life is dropping quickly in supply. It's 47 to 83 supply, and Parting just recalls. He dealt 22 drone damage and just gets out of there, gets home, and you know, he's fine with that. Look at this, Harvesters 46 to 17, and Life is forced to deal some damage now. He needs to do something with these Mutalisks. But it's just not gonna happen. He's even got a Photon Overcharge available after that recall. And there we go, that Photon Overcharge coming up on that Nexus. Now Parting's starting to get some defensive structures as well. As I said, he can't afford this because he's so far ahead in the economy and in the army as well. And Life is actually losing a surprising amount of Mutalisks to these stalkers that are warping in here in the mineral line. I think 2 have gone down, 1 to the Photon Overcharge and 1 to these stalkers here. But Life is dealing a bit of damage with these Mutalisks nonetheless. We have to keep in mind that this is the best Zerg player alive, basically. And he is pretty good at making things happen without really having an opportunity to make anything happen. His APM is at 328, you know, standard stuff. Oh my god, that is absolutely ridiculous. But Parting, what is he doing? He's actually losing a surprising amount here. I think he lost a pylon. He's lost 8 Harvesters now to these Mutalisks. You know, Life, this is a way for him to get back into the game. He needs to deal some damage and perhaps get a 3rd base up as well, but he can't really afford it due to the fact that Parting has just got a huge army left after that push. And yeah, armor supply is 52 to 37, and Parting's army is just a lot stronger in a, you know, like army versus army battle. He's got the right units to deal with this. This is just Ling Muta. It's not designed to take on a full-on Protoss force head-on that is stronger than the Zerg force. It is designed to slowly deal some economic damage and whittle down his opponent to then just overwhelm in the end. But when the Protoss player has more armor supply, Ling Muta is not the best here. Parting, or Life rather, trying to go for a base race, but I don't think it's going to work. Parting is pushing up into the natural of Life right now, and things are looking pretty grim over here at Life's base, and he's forced to pull back as well. He knows he can't even win that base race. Lings and Mutas don't deal enough damage to win that. So Life is pulling back, and this is going to be his final stand here. He's starting to pick up reinforcements, and this is exactly what he needs to do. He's doing what he can, but it's not going to be enough. He just hasn't got the armor to deal with the Protoss army here from Parting. So Life, is he going to take the fight soon? This is in the GSL Final, man. He does not want to lose to like a small misclick or being hesitant or, you know, anything. He needs to take the exact right battle to take this engagement. So he's going to back off for now, try to buy more time. But I mean, Life is on 1 base and he's not mining. He's got 8 Harvesters in total to the 40 of Parting. So this is basically what he's got. Every second that goes by, Parting is mining more, and he's making a larger army than Life. Life's trying to get in here. Photon Overcharge goes off once again. He's actually got a surprising amount of Mutalisks here finally, and he's starting to deal some damage. Parting is pulling back? It looks like it. Looks like he's finally pulling back, but Life is still losing Mutalisks here to this Photon Overcharge. Trying to use some cute J-Dong micro from Brood War, and it looks like he might actually get this Nexus, making it 1 base against 1 base. Yep, the Nexus is going down. Parting, nope, just kidding, not pulling back. Go for the main base of Life, and I think he's going to be winning this base trade right here. Life is now going into main base though. There are 2 cannons here, probably not going to kill too much, perhaps 1 or 2 Mutalisks. Now Parting, are there any extractors out of the map for Life? There are 2 over here. No. Let's go to the structures tab, shall we? GG from Life, and Parting takes the game. So a 2-1 lead now for Life, rather, as Parting takes game number 3. Stay tuned for game number 4.